and welcome to the second episode of the Versatile Vibe podcast. Yes, मैंने glasses पहने because today all I'm doing is asking questions and I will be the moderator because today's episode is all about Rahul. As I said in the last week's episode, हम लोग धीरे धीरे करके एक दो episodes थोड़े से personal बनाने वाले हैं where we deep dive into each other's lives and maybe उसमें से थोड़े से ऐसे golden nuggets निकल के आएंगे which will be easier for people to have or like implement them into their lives. तो आज का episode बहुत interesting होने वाला है for everyone and for both of us because as a friend I might get to know you a little bit more and also as viewers they'll get to know a lot about you. But before we go forward, thank you for watching our first episode. The response has been incredible and we will continue to make videos and hopefully the support from you guys will continue to show. Would you like to say thank you?
Thank you everyone and it's been a great journey with you till date.
एक episode निकला है कौन सा great journey? No, but we're both very grateful for the response. Anyway, so in today's episode, we're going to deep dive into Rahul's life, as I said. And I think the best way to start this would be to dial back the clock to the place where you were born when you were a child crying, right? So first of all, एक थोड़ा सा अपना background दे देना, like where have you born, where have you born, कहाँ पे पैदा हुए थे तुम? Hindi is best, and also like where did you grow up and how was that part of your life like?
So as you all know, I am the co-founder of the Versatile Vibe.
क्या बात है, सही जगह से चालू किया, always promote. Even if it's on your podcast, कि उसी के लिए लोग देख रहे हैं.
Okay, jokes apart. The thing is, I was born and brought up in Pune. So I was the heaviest baby born in the hospital, which was
it's a weird thing to know about.
It was something very shocking when my mom used to tell me the story about it. So it was on record the heaviest baby born in hospital, and.
Nice.
And after that, when my grandmother took me, she was not able to hold me properly because I was very heavy. So,
or she was very old.
You see, the point is proved.
Nice. But yeah, so you were born and brought up in Pune. Let's deep dive into your childhood. So, where did you exactly grew up in Pune?
I grew up in Pune area.
And your family was there from the beginning, or did you guys move recently around your birth?
No, we were here since the past 40-45 years.
Okay, yeah. But you have some Kerala heritage, right?
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about that. Where's the Kerala heritage come from?
So it all starts with my mom and dad's love story.
Nice.
So they used to work together in a company. Mm-hmm. And there they found each other, there they found love for each other. Mm-hmm. They had their own set of challenges because it was the first intercaste marriage.
Okay.
In my family as well as my mom's family. Mm-hmm. So it was a tough decision to make. Mm-hmm. But yes, in love and war everything's good. So after all, they got married in 1992. Then later that time my dad started his business.
Okay.
Where he used to supply various nuts and bolts to various companies. Mm-hmm. He was also into refrigeration systems.
Okay.
And talking about my dad's history, a bit about it. My dad has been an ex-boxer.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a state level champion.
So did you pick up anything? Like, do you have the skills?
I just picked up the dumbbells, which he has. Preserved since a long time, and I still use it for my exercise and my physical fitness.
Nice. So I got to know a little bit about your Kerala history because we had, I think, a couple of friends who were from the same region as well. So like that part I knew about, but what do you like know of any stories of like how was the life compared to in Kerala and then now in Pune? Like obviously you weren't born in there, but I'm sure you have traveled to that part a lot. So like what were the main differences that you saw living in sort of like a rural Kerala like area and then like a metropolitan city of like Pune?
So as it is rightly said, Kerala is God's own country.
Mhm.
So you'll always see that they have preserved that greenery there.
Mhm.
And it is something which Kerala as a state is very proud of.
Okay.
Though the development is not that good, but they are very proud that yes, we have spread greenery throughout the area, and they have a certain set of people whom they love to converse with, whom they love to spend time with. So talking about my family in Kerala, so we are from the Kerala border area. So we usually used to travel between Palakkad and Coimbatore. So that were our regular travel destinations. And whenever we used to have a function or an event, we used to go there every time.
Is there like a big difference between like Kerala border area and then like maybe the hub main city of Kerala? Like is the life that different in those areas?
See, so the language comes first because Coimbatore is a part of Tamil Nadu and Palakkad is a part of Kerala. Being on border, you will see a lot of cross language. Then you will find a certain set of public who speak Tamil in Palakkad area. You will find certain public who speak Malayalam in Coimbatore area. So it is a cross language thing because it's at a distance of just 1.5 hours. So people usually, if they want to go for a trip or so, they use the same highway which they used to go from Palakkad to Coimbatore or Coimbatore to Palakkad. So it's the same route which goes to Cochin also, then Rameshwaram also, everywhere. So you can say that it's a connect between two states, and the cultural differences which we see there is in Tamil Nadu side you will see a bit more spicy food, whereas in Palakkad area it's a bit medium level food. So every Tamil dish has that punch which we say, the spicy punch, जो तीखापन रहता है ना डिश का वो. And Kerala में it's थोड़ा सा mild flavoring type of thing. Means you enjoy the dish, but it is not too spicy. So it is made according to the climate and the public there.
So you've sort of been around like a lot of different cuisines in your life, right? So like, did you like or enjoy eating variety of food, or were you a picky eater? Like, and if you had to compare, like which one like suits your palate more, like Maharashtrian Pune food or Kerala food?
So there is nothing as such because it's a bit
Great.
of a balanced thing.
What an answer! That's what every that's what every host wants to hear. And no, it's nothing.
So it's a balanced thing because I have adopted to both diets. So it doesn't make a big difference for me.
Okay.
So in my house, if I tell you, there are almost 4 to 5 different cultures and different dishes with different tastes and different flavors. Okay. So that is I would say, a bit of a cultural connect in the house. So that is a part of it. And Kerala food as such, I am a big fan. But still, there is nothing specific as if that कि ये खाया तो कुछ होएगा नहीं या ये खाया तो कुछ होगा, ऐसा टाइप्स कुछ नहीं है. So it is like a balanced thing. I enjoy both sides of food and the different taste which I have there. So it is a bit of a huge thing for me because I have been on that diet since my birth itself.
Okay. So do you have like a favorite Kerala dish and a favorite Maharashtrian dish?
So for me, a favorite Kerala dish would be dosa.
Nice. It's like the dosa is the most staple thing. You can never go wrong with the dosa, right? Like, do you have like a specific like masala dosa, or do you like just plain dosa? Or
I am a big fan of plain dosa, and to add to it, I have a different dish which is also called idiyappam. So it is a type of a rice preparation. It looks like rice noodles, and it is usually had with stew, vegetable stew or chicken stew.
and what about the Maharashtrian?
So in Maharashtrian food, I would say I'm a big fan of misal pav.
Nice.
And in sweets, I would say puran puri is my favorite.
I never got misal pav, you know, like मेरे को कभी भी ऐसे, because I love pav, I love like bhaji, so pav bhaji was good, but there's something about misal pav. I think to some extent it's like a acquired taste, you know, like a lot of people who love it, like absolutely love it, like they can eat it every single like minute of the day, but then there are people who, like, if they don't like it, they don't like it. Like it's literally, I've never seen a guy who's like, hey, it's alright, like, you know, like there's no middle ground there. It's very weird, but I'm sure like you must know a lot of like good misal pav places as well. So do you have like a favorite misal pav like restaurant or a place where you know, like love to go there and enjoy misal pav?
My mom's misal pav.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So your mom cooks a lot of different food as well, you know, like Kerala, born and brought in Kerala, so she must know a lot of dishes from there, and then, you know, moving to Pune. So like, I mean, you get like insane amounts of different styles of dishes at home anyway. So
And adding to that, I also have Sindhi cuisine at home. So
yeah.
it's a different combination, I would say, which is very rare.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like a major advantage or a plus point for me.
If you've been around food for that, you know, long with different varieties and different styles, do you know how to cook?
Yeah, I cook a bit, and I would proudly say I love making snacks items.
Okay.
So it involves vegetable pasta, wherein I use all the ingredients, be it corn, paneer, and then I mix it with pasta. That's my signature dish. One dish I had, I would say I had invented, which was the Szechuan cheese chapati.
Okay. How do you make that?
It was a trial type of thing. So you have leftover chapatis at home.
Okay.
So whenever you have a leftover chapati, you just apply a bit of Szechuan chutney on that, and put a full cheese slice or kisa hua cheese, and you just wrap it up and microwave it or roast it. And when you have it, it's the best taste you can ever have. It was a very different combination for me. I never had that कि चलो अभी ये दोनों mix करना तो गड़बड़ है, because cheese is a milk product. Szechuan chutney is more towards the spicy side, or it contains soya sauce and everything. So that part is where I thought कि why don't I combine these two things and see how the result comes out. The result was brilliant. So I till date I make that.
Nice. This feels like a short that's going to tackle like the Jackie Shroff recipes. It's like he's gonna make like a bangan ka bharta and chapati with, and we are tackling that with Szechuan cheese parathas. Great. Okay, so we've established you're a foodie. You know how to make food. You've been to Kerala. You've explored different types of cuisines. So like. I have a lot of friends that are very picky eaters. I have a lot of friends who are like all over the place. Like they can eat anything as long as it quenches their thirst and like fulfills their hunger. It's fine. So for me, it's always been. I've always regarded having like people who are picky eaters as some sort of a privilege. You know, like for me, हमेशा से ऐसा लगा कि if तुम्हारे सामने खाना है, right, dude, खाओ ना. like why won't you even try something? Because I've seen a lot of people like they just मुंह पे बना कर देते हैं कि नहीं भाई ये नहीं खाऊंगा मैं. You know, it's like what, like do you think that having those kind of habits, like does that play some sort of role in your life? Like does it tell a lot more about a person? Because see, it's very easy to judge on like weird habits, but I still believe that there is some sort of root cause there which can connect to a part of their personality which says that I want things a certain way and I don't want that. So maybe it tells more about the flexibility that they have in their life. So like did you have someone that was like a friend or someone who was a picky eater, and like what's your take on like people who are like picky eaters?
So for me, picky eaters are definitely a privilege. They have their likes and dislikes. So they are like they outright say कि नहीं हमको खाना ही नहीं है, हम लोग एक बार भूखा बैठ जाएंगे बट खाना नहीं हमको. That is the thing which I don't feel right, because sometimes it's like कि you're getting food on your table, it itself is a big gift. Many people beg for that food, so when you have it in front of you, just have it once. Though you don't have a taste for it, have it once. It's not a big deal there, because you get food on your table. And picky eaters, I would say, have always been a big problem for me, because I myself am not a picky eater. I like eating all dishes. Yes, definitely there are certain dishes which I avoid eating, but yes, I have it. I don't have that strict कि नहीं हम मैं खाऊंगा इस नहीं. I don't care what to make. That is not my way of thinking. I always think that yes, I have food in front of my table. It is the Almighty's blessings. I have it in front of me. I will have it. So that matters a lot for me.
Okay, so we've talked at length about food. So let's just move on to a different aspect, because at this point we're literally looking like a food blogging podcast episode. You mentioned you grew up in Kerala, you moved to Pune. Like, what are the things that you love about Pune that you think that is not available in a lot of different places?
So first and foremost, you might also be knowing Chitle ka Bhakarwadi.
That's the first thing that comes to mind. It's like a lot of people say like, हाँ weather बहुत अच्छा है, या फिर ये लोग अच्छे हैं, ला चित्रे बंधु का Bhakarwadi. That's the main thing. Dude, they are so good. Like seriously, I like please continue telling them. I'll jump in on my own much later on. But yeah, please go on.
So that's the first thing which I love about Pune. Then the variety of tourist attractions in Pune itself. You have various forts. At times this was I would say the seat of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, where he used to rule everything, and he was like the main head of Pune, I would say. And being a Maharaj, he has taken a lot of care of everyone in his area, in his locality. So he has a brilliant story. And I would always say Punekars are very, very proud of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, because it is a way of inspiration for many people. And I too believe in that, because he has such brilliant stories, his brilliant history behind it, that you literally try being that type of person. And you try to replicate him in your personality, be it through the way you dress up, the way you carry your personality, everything. So me as a Punekar, I'm very, very proud of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and the forts he has built here, the control he has over this area, and the love we and everyone here has for Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj.
Nice. So your answer is Chitre Bandhu, Bhakarwadi and Shivaji Maharaj. Those are the main two things from Pune that you like. Okay, that's insane. So let's move on to a different part of this conversation. We have taken a deep dive into the childhood, into the things that you like and all that. I want to talk to you about your school life, right? So a lot of the time, and since it's one of the main things that we talk about on this podcast, what kind of things you believe are something that people should learn in school, something that shapes them into the person that they become later down their life, and how important is school life when you compare it with any different aspect of life, and how much has it allowed you or helped you to grow in your own life?
So I would like to share an example from my school life itself. So when I joined school, I used to be a person who should not love to go school. It is the case with every other person, every other child who goes to school, his first days. So many people are not comfortable. They either run back to their parents or they don't go itself. So what is the learning which we get from there is that whenever you enter a new place, yes, being a child, you might not be comfortable with the environment, but you have teachers who can make you comfortable.
Yeah.
And the teachers in every school make sure that they make every student comfortable.
So, like, what kind of kid were you? Like, did you was it easier for you to make some sort of connection with the teachers that you had through your school years, or did you fail to connect with some of the teachers, and how did you handle that?
So for me, out of all teachers, I was connected with almost 80-85% of teachers. So it was never a big issue for me. When I entered school, I had brilliant teachers. I had a principal who loved me a lot more.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are parts wherein you get that कि yes, ये हमारे साथ इनका जम जाएगा, या we can understand better in the class. There are situations in your life wherein I have spoken with the teacher. There was a point, I should like to share an example here. So during my first standard, so there the class was full of 60 students. So what had happened, due to a lot of noise and masti in the classroom, the teacher was in a very bad emotion, that she was literally crying because she was not able to control the class. So I won't say it was a part wherein I call it maturity. It was a part where I had a talk with my first standard teacher, a bit on a very very ground level, wherein I just told कि मैम आप चिंता मत करो, या सब बच्चे हो जाएंगे settle, you don't worry. So that was a short conversation which I had with my teacher. So she appreciated that because I had gone and told her about that. So I never knew the teacher. You can call it that way. So because it is I had an ability, I would say, that I used to easily connect with all my teachers. Till date, all my school teachers, junior college teachers, graduation teachers, everyone remembers me, including my nursery teacher. So that is something I have built with all my teachers. And whenever I visit them, I get that same love, that same pampering which I had during my school times. Though I am an adult now, a person who is pretty old, around 24-25 years old. But still when you go to them, it feels like कि तुम्हारे बचपन के दिन वापस आ गए. Because whenever you talk with the teacher, she remembers कि तुम क्या मस्ती करते थे, तुम as a student कैसे थे. That all recalls your memories, and it feels beautiful because you try to capture everything at that time. And you never know, that conversation goes on up to 1.5 hours, and you don't even realize the time, because that memories have that connect with you. Your subconscious holds that memories, just it's not with the active mind. So whenever the subconscious gets that, you get that feeling ki arey, these were my beautiful memories I had with my teacher or I had with my group of students. So it is something I value a lot.
So, like, what were your favorite subjects?
So during my school times, history, geography were the best subjects, I would say, and I was a constant ranker in both the subjects.
Wait, history and geography. Then, like, where did the switch to HR come from? Like, tell me a little bit about that. Like, where did that, interest came of, like, okay, I'm great at history and geography, but now I want to manage people.
See, the first thing is history had lessons wherein there were people skills involved.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, that's a part of history, because every king used to have that skills, and his empire flourished with that itself. So though it was on a very nascent stage wherein you see it कि ये राजा महाराजा का लेसन था, उसमें उसने ऐसे ऐसे किया था, ऐसे उसने आर्मी को मैनेज किया अपना. So in a way that is also an HR lesson, just the subject is different.
Mm-hmm.
History has that, it has certain scriptures which also involve that part.
Mm-hmm.
So wherein you will see short lessons wherein you are told about the people skills, though in a story form or with a moral. So in a way, history is also a subject wherein you have that people skills involved in that.
So in the vast, like, subject of history, like, those are the things that actually like got your interest, and in the future, like, that's what you pursued in the field. Okay.
I had also given it a thought that why don't I become an archaeologist. That was the thought which I had during my school times in my 5th 6th standard which I had कि मैं एक आर्कियोलॉजिस्ट बनूंगा, बढ़िया एकदम सब चीज़ें रिसर्च करूंगा, एक्सकवेशन साइट्स को जाऊंगा. दैट वाज द फर्स्ट व्यू जो मैं जिसके वजह से आई लाइक हिस्ट्री. हिस्ट्री हैज़ बीन अ मेजर सब्जेक्ट ऑफ अटैचमेंट विथ मी because I loved stories from the Raja Maharaja times, and it always, though you don't see the hidden message in that, you'll always see that the wars that the king has fought, or the way he has done this compromise, how he has ruled his empire, how his empire lasted for such a long time. These all things used to interest me a lot. So that was the part wherein I thought कि why don't I deep dive into it, archaeologist बन जाऊँ मैं, excavation करूँ sites का. But that thought slowly vanished because if you see, archaeologist, though it's a very, I would say, a luxury profession, because there are very less number of people who get into that line. And talking about the line itself, it is brilliant. You like to study that, you learn from that. But when it comes to looking after your expenses and family, it still has a element wherein you see that कि अरे पैसा कम है इसमें. So that is also part of the whole story, which I would say that I was a bit diverted from the archaeologist thing. But I still watch history shows, I still watch stories of kings. So internally it has grown, but I don't want to convert it into a profession.
So then, since those interests like pushed you towards people skills and that sort of opened the doors to HR, like liking some things, having an attraction to something is a different thing, and then having that skill set to be able to perform it, to be able to have those skill set in the workforce environment, like all of those are very different as well. So when did you realize that these interests also aligned with the skill set that I had? Like I can identify like these are good skills that a lot of people had throughout the history of the human civilization, but in today's world, having those skill set and being able to perform them on a daily basis, that's also a different set of skills that is honed with patience. So when did you realize that you had those skills as well?
So the realization came when I was studying value education. So there I saw that how a person manages things, then short morals from it, which you can implement in your real life also. So there are also morals wherein we said that a friend in need is a friend indeed. You see that instances where it has literally become true. And recently I would say I had that experience when I was searching for my job also, because that helped me a lot. I contacted my friends, I used their contacts to put up for my jobs. So it works a lot, and that became a part of jobs. It also helps in your mental stability also, wherein you have certain people whom you can talk with, whom you can share everything with, whom you can trust a lot. So you have that set of people. So that's the reason I believe in the fact that a friend in need is a friend indeed. Because be it in professional life or personal life, they matter a lot. Yes, family matters more than everything, but yes, they also have a certain part in it, the friends. So that helped me grow on that. And as I progressed in my school, there were certain subjects which I felt were like more attached to me, or subjects which were more understandable to me. And being a commerce person, I still say that I loved science during that times.
Nice. So let's jump into the college life a bit. You realize that you have this skill set of HR and all that, right? You have great networking skills, and you love staying in contact with people. Like you're on your path to making it your like professional you're like set in making that your profession, right? So at what point do you take the first step? Like, did you have some internship opportunities in your college? Did you like have some sort of opportunity inside the college where you really put those skills to the test and really thought that, yeah, this could be something good for me?
So there was an event arranged by the Rotary Club of Nigri, which was Runathon of Hope. So we were given a task wherein we were told to have a conversation with people, more like a mouth publicity type of thing. It was a marathon which had different track lengths. So we had to pitch that to different schools, to people walking out of a garden, or people who have a proper schedule of walking, or have a certain schedule where they jog or they have a running schedule. So we were told to converse with them. Though it was just a 1 month stint, I learned a lot from that. I learned how the Indian people interpret that pitch, or I would say that connect with the event. And the second thing was we also got feedbacks wherein the people told that this can be done in Ranathon. We also brought in sponsors also from that, through just our communication, through our conversation with them. So it helped a lot in that 1 month period. I was also responsible for the full publicity coordination of the event, wherein I have also worked into branding for the event and PR for that event. So being a person who has a bit of an HR background, who has that people skills, a branding and PR role always works a lot with his combination, because whenever you talk something about a particular event, you need to bring in points from that event, or you need to bring in brand sponsors who are literally sponsoring that event, how they are connected with the Rotary Club, how they contribute for the same, how it adds to the social cause of the country. So these all were my tasks which I was able to carry out in the best way possible, and I proudly say that I was awarded the best publicity coordinator by the director of my institute, with a cash prize and a proper certificate from the Rotary Club of Nigri.
Nice. Nice. Great. So I think having the right opportunities at the right time also play a key role in you being successful in the things that you really are passionate about, you know. So for you, it feels like there was ample opportunity in front of you, and you were the kind of person that actually took some of those opportunities and actually made a bold decision of, okay, I'm going to start doing this because I know that this is my calling. And I feel like a lot of people can take a lot of insights from that and learn that whatever your interests are, there's always going to be opportunity. You just need to have the capabilities of identifying it. And I think that's something that's a key insight here.
What matters here more is that you have ample opportunities, but you need to know which one you should target. It carries a lot of importance, because in a way it defines your career, it defines your personality. Be it through various events, be it through hosting of various events, or being a coordinator in events, it carries a lot of importance. So for me, I was able to target that opportunities, which helped me in my personal growth or helped me in my overall professional growth. There are many instances. When I was in my graduation college also, I was very actively involved with all the committees. I was also the single person, I would say, to represent my graduation college at a national level. So these are opportunities which you need to grab when it comes to you, straight out, because it is a very short span thing. You never know who will grab that opportunity. So it always matters how you target that event, how you get into the importance of that, and how you develop it. I was also a part of the student council in my graduation college, where I was the president of the student committee, or the student representation from the college. Imagine a a single person handling more than 360 students, and their complaints, queries, their suggestions, and presenting it in front of the trust with the president of the trust. So these are the opportunities you don't get very regularly, and when you get that, it is always on you how you grab it.
Okay, so let's move on to the place where you and I were, our masters. People who don't know, who haven't watched the last podcast, we met during our masters. So for us, it was very clear on what we wanted. Like, it was very clear what you wanted. It was very clear what I wanted. So now you had this interest, you had a little bit of experience as well in all the HR activities and branding and all networking and stuff like that. Why did you think masters was necessary? Like, would you because of the examples that you've given, like, if people are trusting you enough to take advice from you, why did you not just directly go for a job, and why did you think masters was something that you wanted to do?
So after my graduation, I had gone for a job. I worked there for 8 months, and the experience I earned there was worth more than 1.5 2 years within that 8 month span. So it always mattered a lot to me that I should not go as a fresher into an MBA college. I should have at least a year's experience. So the main thinking behind it was that when I come from the industry to the college, I have certain learnings or certain things that in a way I may be able to offer to the college or to my classmates in any way. And that experiences shape you the way you are. So that experience have taught me a lot, be it into field sales, customer relationship management and everything. So these are the skills I picked up from my job, and I proudly say that I was able to use all that skills, all that qualities into my post-graduation college through various assignments, various team events or various competitions. So in a way that experience counts a lot when you get into a post-graduation college. You might have heard many people saying that you should at least have 1.5 to 2 years of experience before you enter into an MBA.
Yeah.
So that's the reason behind it, because when you go from the industry to the college, you have certain things, and it gives you a certain edge, I would say, wherein you are able to contribute more, even overachieving something through that particular skills or qualities which I have got.
I think it becomes a bit more meaningful, right? Because like, people who go directly from their college to the masters, it still sort of feels like they're still in that mood of just fun in some certain ways. Like, they haven't still taken it, seriously as people who are working professionals, who have seen the workforce at that point, who have been in the nitty-gritties of it, and have come out on the other side as huge successes. So for them to come back to this almost feels like it always brings up like a nostalgic feeling of like, oh, I remember those days. And so it's fascinating to see the contrast there, where people who are just coming from their graduation, and people who are coming from the industry, and just meet and make incredible conversations happen. So I mean, you and I have had incredible conversations before this. Throughout your life journey, I think my one of the final questions in this podcast that I would want to ask you would be like, what, I mean, it's, you don't have to like particularly number them, but what are some of the major learnings that you have learned in your life that you think are something that's that you're really passionate about, and something that you would like to pass on as much as to as many people as can?
So firstly, I would say continuous learning is of utmost importance. You should never have that lax कि चलो अभी कॉलेज आ गया, कुछ बाकी हम करेंगे नहीं, सिर्फ कॉलेज का करेंगे, जो काम है वो मैकेनिकली करके छोड़ देंगे. That is not the way you take up a college education. It is always attached with a certain learning. though you may feel it कि अरे ये तो क्या college है, teacher वही monotonous चलेगा and stuff. There are certain things which you are not even aware about that they give you. So these examples or these experiences are of utmost importance, because in a way or the other they will help you float through the life in the best way possible. That's the reason we always say that teachers are our second parents, because they provide us education which we are not able to pick up or we are not able to contribute enough. They help us achieve that, they help us contribute to that certain extent. I would like to share a short example here. So wherein during my graduation times, I was a very shy person who was never ready to go for an event or such. So my HOD personally came and spoke with me and told that give it a try. You will understand how important it is. And I gave it a try and it was a grand success. So that's the learning you get from a college, be it from an HOD or any of your teachers, because they are not bad wishers or people who don't want you to succeed in life. They are well wishers, they wanted to succeed in life, they want to see you excel in your life. So talking about this, when I was attending my classes during my 9th and 10th standard, the ma'am who used to take that classes had told me that when you complete your MBA and you get a job, please come and meet me, because I feel very proud that my students have grown to that extent. They have contributed to the industry, they have learned a lot. That gives them a feeling कि अरे मेरे पास बच्चा आता था, कितना था, अभी कैसे उसने डेवलप कर लिया खुद को. That all matters a lot, and I am a person who carries a lot of importance in that, and that matters a lot to me, because every teacher has some or the other part in your life, be it personal, professional, anything. But whenever they work with you, they help you, it is always something you will learn from it. So that is the best part, I would say, continuous learning. Then the second is never drop an opportunity wherein you get an experience of a lifetime but you are not able to go there. So I had such event where I was not able to attend. So it was a international summit, and there were almost 300-400 people coming, which included international delegates. And due to my schedule, due to my priorities, I was not able to attend that event, and I still regret that, because the experience that you get there, that the conversation you have there are very mature. On various topics, you get an opportunity to expand your brain and expand your knowledge in a particular subject. So whenever you get an opportunity where you have to go for an event, don't miss it, please. It's a humble request from me to everyone out there. Never miss an event which matters a lot to you, which carries a lot of importance in your personal and professional life. The third thing I would say is that yes, there are bad experiences in your life, but never think that अरे मेरा life तो खत्म हो गया, कुछ और है ही नहीं करने को. Always think that there's something good brewing behind you. Yeah, because that feeling gives you confidence wherein you are able to tackle the challenges in the best way possible. And when you get that confidence, you build your personality in an exceptional way, because that confidence builds you internally as well as externally. It brings drastic behavioral changes also in you.
I mean, at this point, I would then pivot the conversation to, like you've had a successful life up to this point, right? You've grown up in a great place, you've got great schooling, you've had incredible connection with your teachers, professionally you were great. Like, I wanted to dive a little bit on the personal side, where what does success and confidence mean to you as an individual? I'm not like talking about maybe like having certain examples would be great, but like on a personal level, what are the things that need to happen for you to deem them successful? Like, how do you stay confident? Because like a lot of people who would watch this would would want to come out of a place where maybe they're not as confident as they can be, maybe they're not living up to their full potential. So what advice would you give that, and what is your definition of success?
So, though I am not a very experienced person, I would like to give a short advice wherein I would say that everything in your lives comes at a certain point of time, and you have that ability to tackle it, but you suppress it because you feel that कि अरे कुछ ही नहीं हो सकता इसका. So remove that suppression part in it, because that suppression itself causes a lot of lack in confidence, because you tell yourself कि अरे नहीं मेरे को तो ये आता ही नहीं, मैं कैसे कर पाऊँगा. This is not the way you take things. Life gives you these challenges that you take it, you challenge it. Winning or losing is not a part in it. The learning matters a lot in that. Yes, there might be very big losses, very big winnings, but always remember these winnings and losses are for a short period of time. The learnings are for a longer period. That learnings will build you in life. It will give you a source of inspiration every time. I would also say that make yourself so confident and comfortable that whenever you track back to your days, you remember that कि ये इवेंट में मैंने बहुत सही काम किया था, वो इवेंट में मेरे को उतना अप्रिसिएशन मिला था, वो अचीवमेंट हुआ था मेरे को उसमें. So these short events, be it small things, it doesn't matter that every happy thing should be something very big or something very large or exciting. The small things in life matter a lot more than the huge things in life, because the small things stay with you. Large things are short-lived. You won't get it every time. So that is of utmost importance, because every small thing you should try and make yourself happy.
To end the podcast, I would want to get some sort of like an insight from you regarding how important it is for you to stay true to your character. You know, like a lot of the time, success and failure, the effects that you get from both of them are almost like, you know, on the flip of the coin. Like they're always going to be part of each other. You know, when you go the opposite way of you have too many failures in your life, you don't, like, you are literally at rock bottom. When you are, you know, winning a lot and you are successful, now then you start to become cocky as well. So like, but putting aside the success and the failures, being the person that at the end of the day you can look in the mirror and say like, I'm proud of that. Like, again, you know, both of us are 24, right? Like, we've not lived a large life, but to a certain degree, I think these are the years where you shape up who you want to be for the rest of your life, right? So like, what are your mantras and what are your like key things that you want to improve in yourself, and you would want others to improve in themselves, to have that sense of stronger character, where even if you have a lot of failures but you have a very clear self, you will be able to tackle and get back in the race, and then hopefully you can win again. So what are your key aspects there?
So I would like to say 3 things here. The first thing is have your own set of ethics.
What do you mean by that?
I would say that you have a certain list of things that you like to maintain, that you like to see yourself doing. So for me, it is maintaining a personality which has certain level of knowledge, has that certain skills or things, I would say, that which I know about myself. So the part of ethics comes with that there are certain situations in life where you see कि अरे ये कर सकते हैं, but वो एक अंदर से feeling आता है कि नहीं मत कर, गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. So you should have that set of ethics. That carries a lot of importance, because if you have your set of ethics, you being a person try to stay true to that, because in a way your subconscious says कि नहीं भाई ये मत कर, या ऐसे कुछ कर मत, कुछ गलत हो जाएगा. So building that is of utmost importance, and building it from an age like this is like the best thing you can have in your life, Because if you learn this ethics or you build that ethics now, you are sure to carry it throughout your life.
You have that gut feeling that you're developing that gut feeling. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I would say that yes, go for risk, but don't go for risk that hit your ethics. Then the second thing I would say is stay honest and true to yourself. Always believe that you are made for something great. You are born on this planet for something great, and it can be anything in your life. So always remember that you are born here to build something, to create something, to learn something, to give something. If you take these things in points, you will always know that yes, कि हाँ ये मैं अपने आप से ऑनेस्ट हूँ, अपने आप से ट्रू हूँ ये चीज़ों को लेके. Then the third thing is maintaining your personality throughout. There are certain cases you will see that कि चलो स्टार्टिंग में ऐसे पर्सनैलिटी खड़ा किया हमने, फिर बाद में फिर तुम उसको शिफ्ट करते, which hits your own self respect, I would say. So always remember that these things should never be that it hits you.
I'd say it was a fantastic podcast. I think there was a lot of insights into who you are and how you become the person that you are today, and also a lot of life lessons and a lot of things that people to a certain degree take granted sometimes. But when you seize on those opportunities, I think there's only something good that's going to come out of it. So I mean, we're going to do another podcast for a long time. So I think we're going to get to see a lot more tidbits from you as well. But this podcast was specific to you. I wanted to shed some light to the things that you've done in your life, and I think all in all people can really take a lot from this podcast. So thank you for being such a sport. Thank you for letting the limelight be on you. I know sometimes it can get a bit uncomfortable, but I mean, dude, like at this point both of us really believe in the idea of the podcast. Yes. And believe in the idea of just spreading so much joy and life lessons that we have acquired to the world. So it's been a pleasure. We've officially crossed an hour mark. We're at an hour 5 minutes, so I think it's a good amount of topics that we've covered. So thank you so much for being such a great guest / host. So everyone who's tuned into this week's podcast, thank you so much for being here again. You like the video, share it, and man, this is becoming a habit now. Like every weekend, week out, we're gonna come up with different podcasts, different ideas, and this is just beginning. So don't forget to subscribe. That's key. Get your notifications turned on so that you will be notified every time. And thank you again, Rahul, for a great episode, and we will see you next week. Bye.